In this video we're going to be having an open and honest discussion about the brand new Nike Structure 25. My name is Chris Ford and I like running shoes, and in this video, like I said in the open, we're going to be having an open and honest discussion about these, the Nike Structure 25. Okay people, so before you start going off on the fact that I'm a Nike hater, just stick around to the end of the video, okay, because I think I'm going to give a fair assessment of this running shoe, but I know some of you guys think it just doesn't like Nike, but actually that's not true. But anyway, we're going to give an objective review of the Structure 25, which is, I would say, a mild guidance shoe from Nike. It's quite popular. The only thing is with the shoe, there's been some really good sort of new players come into the market. Immediately I think of the Puma Forever Run Nitro, for example. So I don't know whether this is still relevant in the Nike lineup, but we're going to be discussing that. We're also, like I say, going to be discussing things I like, things I don't like, and like I say, stick around to the end of the video because I may surprise you. Right, okay, so let's start this off with stats and features. Let's get that done first, and then we can get into those things I like and I don't like. Right, okay, so stats and features. Let's start with the outsole. We've got one of those waffle design outsoles. These things tend to last for a long time, and a kudos to Nike because their outsoles this year have been very, very good. The shoe's £120 and I think is $130 in the US. It's 11.4 ounces. It's gained some weight versus the previous versions. That's about 325 grams. We've got an Air Zoom unit in the front. We've got Cushlon 3.0 foam. It's a softer version and it's noticeably different. I'll come on to that in a sec. We've got a new upper that's quite thick, quite warm, but there's plenty of structure in the upper. We've got this heel counter sort of cage that's been overlaid on top. Can you see that on the back? We've got a thick tongue. We've got an increased drop versus previous years. We've got now 10mm in this versus 8mm, and that's because they've increased the stacks. The stacks have gone up to just under 38mm in the heel, and that's dropping down to about 27.7 apparently in the forefoot, but I don't know if that's correct or not. What else do you need to know? Oh yeah, we've got this midfoot support system, so they've built up the medial side. Can you see that? So to help you with your pronation, and we've also got a little bit of build up on the lateral side as well, again to try and help with some of that guidance. Overall, the shoe's got quite a good wide platform. It does say on the Nike website that they've worked on the rocker of the shoe. That's not noticeable, and I'll come on to that, but according to Nike they have. There's plenty of foam around the shoe, plenty of foam in the tongue, but again that's, you know, there to aid comfort, and it is a comfortable step-in feel. I'll give them credit where credit's due. It fits true to size, and I think that's about it. Okay, right, so yes, you're up to speed. This is a yeah, like a guidance shoe. It's not an out-and-out stability. It's not like a Kayano 30, but it does offer some guidance, in particular with this medial sort of system, this Nike midfoot support system they've got in play here. The support system does work, I would say that, and that's probably a good way to start the things that I like. So in terms of things I like the stability of the shoe. It is a stable ride. You do notice, but not in a bad way, this sort of locking down of your foot, which is good. You don't tend to roll around on it, despite the increased stack and the noticeable softness of the new Cushlon foam. I like the ride from the Cushlon foam. It's much better than the previous version. It's not going to set your pulses racing, and I'll come on to that in just a second. But in terms of versus the previous version, it's definitely an improved ride. But to be honest with you, that wasn't hard to improve. I really like the outsole. The outsoles on the Nikes this year are phenomenal. I think these things will last for a long time. I think you're going to get plenty of durability on them. The waffle design is great. You're going to get great traction on it. If you're running like mixed terrains, you're going to get plenty of traction from the shoe as well. I like the fit. There's plenty of room in the shoe. It feels you know, nice and spaced out. You know, you don't feel like cramped in or anything like that, which is good. I like the lacing. Good midfoot lockdown in the shoe. And I think, and I like the pricing. I think £120 is the right price for this, so well done Nike in terms of pricing it. I think it's, I wouldn't say it offers good value, but it could have been a lot more expensive than it is. Right, okay, so they're the things I like about the shoe. Now let's move on to the things I don't like. I don't like the thickness of the upper, the thickness of the tongue. It's just incredibly warm. I don't like the cheapness of it. There's noticeable glue sprayed all over the place, and it's typical Nike bad workmanship. Despite the improved Cushlon foam, the ride is still relatively dull and dead underfoot. It doesn't offer anything in terms of inspiration while you're out there on your run. If I compare this to the Nitro foam in the Puma shoes, for example, it's like night and day. I don't like the weight. It's too heavy. I don't understand why Nike shoes are so heavy. They're just doing something fundamentally wrong at Nike to be making these daily trainers. If you look at the Infinity Run 4, for example, they're making all their like sort of non-racing shoes so heavy. I just don't understand it. To give you a reference point, the Puma Forever Run Nitro is 30 grams lighter than this shoe. So the overall package I don't really like, but bear with me because I am going to be coming on to a positive. So again, this is not an anti-Nike video. So look, there's some good things here. This is definitely an improvement over the previous version. The support system's good in it. It's not over intrusive. It offers plenty of guidance, let's call it, and it works well with the increased stack and the Cushlon foam, despite what I said about the ride being like, well, uninspiring. But that said, I'm trying to be objective. Versus the previous version, this is definitely an improved shoe, but it's massively let down by the heat in the upper and the weight of the shoe. You really do feel the weight of the shoe as you're running along. Now, we've lived with the shoe for about a week, and it's not, yeah, again, it's not one of those shoes that's inspiring me. You know, when I had like the Puma Forever Run Nitro, and I'm probably going to do a comparison video because I think that's the closest competitor to it. You know, I really enjoyed that shoe. I liked the stable ride of it. I liked the feedback from the Nitro. This just felt a bit dead. But here's the thing, right? I think actually, as a sort of wear it all stability guidance shoe, this is not too bad in terms of like living with it. You could, and this is where I'm going with it, people, I think you could quite comfortably wear this to the gym, you know, do a bit of treadmill work, do some maybe, I don't know, some strength and conditioning a couple of days later. You could pop out, do 3 miles maybe in your lunch hour in it. You've got a reasonable amount of traction on the outsole, so it's going to provide you grip and stuff like that. And it's, I think, a multi-purpose shoe versus an out-and-out running shoe, but it's like a multi-purpose shoe with that little bit of structure in it. And I don't think that should be overlooked, especially at the price point. And that's where I'm kind of going in terms of turning the negatives, what the shoe is really. It is a negative as a running shoe, but maybe looking at it slightly as a more of a multi-function shoe, you know, where I did that video talking about one shoe to do it all, then actually maybe it's not too bad because it is comfortable. You know, I make you laugh, but I've been walking buds in this, and it's really comfortable. You know, that's the sort of thing. You know, so as a walking crossover shoe, and then doing a bit of running, bit of gym work, then maybe that's where it could live for you. So I would say this: if you're looking for a mild guidance, mild stability shoe as a runner, I would say avoid it. But if you're somebody who does a little bit of running, but you do a bit of gym work and a few other bits, you know, whatever, you know, you're into, then maybe this is a shoe to consider. I do think the Puma's better, hands down, but that's better as a running shoe. This, as I say, has a few maybe small positives that you could spin at it. So there we go. The Structure 25 is definitely improved versus 24, no doubt about that. They've made some good strides in terms of improving the shoe. The increased stack, the improved Cushlon, you know, they're all positives versus the older shoe. So if you like the older shoe, that's great. But what I would say is, you know, look at the Puma Forever Run Nitro. But if you're into this shoe and you use it for multiple things, then I don't think you're going to be disappointed because they have improved it, which I think is probably a fair way to conclude it.